Ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen and ladies and gents. The last couple of days we've been talking about things, like chemtrails and nano so-called aluminum. Yes, I know how to pronounce aluminum, but I like doing aluminum because so many people have a problem with pronouncing aluminum, okay? But aluminum, we were discussing that. And there have been some people to voice their opinions. Ladies and gentlemen, these people have voiced their opinions without any backing, without any proof. All I did was showed you someone's video where throughout the video the person is providing proof. So please don't complain to me. Go complain to the government. The person is saying they're not putting these chemicals in fuel. One person actually wrote me and said they're not putting these chemicals in fuel when the Switzerland, not Scots, sorry, Scots. Switzerland government did their own investigation at an airport. The government did this, and they're the ones who, through their investigation, said that yes, they're indeed putting it in the fuel. So please, people, stop coming at me with your junk, with your I believe, okay? I don't want to hear what you believe. I don't care. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. What I did is I put together a little script regarding the people. You see, it's been this thing that, people have been saying that the Constitution is this and the Constitution was that and the Constitution doesn't include this. Ladies and gentlemen, all of you have been wrong. You've been listening to these stupid courts tell you what the Constitution means. For instance, this stupid court right here. This is Harvard Law Review. And did you know that they said that the people doesn't include all of you when it comes to right to bear arms? When it says the right of the people to bear arms, they say that that doesn't include everybody. And they say that, oh, wait, hold on. Second Amendment protects the right of the people to bear arms. Now, they say this is not a secured right, that this right can be taken away. No, there's nothing in the law, in the Constitution, which says that this right can be taken away. If they want to take it away, they have to do an amendment. And you'll see they'll never amend that. But they're doing gun control. Now, you guys know I hate guns. I can't stand guns. Okay? But I'm letting you know what the law says. I'm not telling you how I feel, because how I feel doesn't matter. This is about the way the law reads. Okay? I'm only telling you what the law says. Now, hold on, so that you all understand what's going on. What's going on? What's going on? I'm in the wrong, this is the wrong menu. I'm not supposed to be here. Get out of there! Okay, all right. We got to go here. Now, we got to go to this one right here. This is the We the People document. Ladies and gentlemen, we the people refer to free people, free persons. Not people, free persons. It is very unique when it says the whole number of free persons. People say, well, they were talking about white people. No, because as we've already proven, at this time there were free persons who were black. If it was talking about white people and there were free persons who were black at the same time, then it would have said free white people. Well, some court cases have said that's what they said. No, this never said free white people. Hold on. Free white people? Doesn't that sound like a new song? Yeah, your average white band. Anyway, W-H-I-T-E, white. Provides white on black and font in 4 times default size. Oh, look, that's one white. Let's see if we can find another white. Remember, white space, there must be no white space after the, Lord have mercy, y'all. There's only 3 in the whole Constitution. 3 times white appears, and that is only for the accessibility. It doesn't appear in the Constitution at no time, white. The word white does not appear. So when they said free people, they weren't referring to white people. If they were referring to white people and there were these things such as free people who were of color or slaves who had become free, it would have said free black people or free white people. It would have segregated them. You know, like the white only water fountain the black only water fountain, the back door entrance only, the sit in the back of the bus type of thing, they would have segregated them because that's what their intention was. That's called Jimmy Crows. Y'all know about Jimmy Crack Corn and nobody cares? Well, that's from Jimmy Crow. Jimmy Crow was a bad mother. Just shut your mouth. Okay, getting back to the preamble of the United States. Okay, understand something so you guys get it. This site took the time, and I'll give them credit. The Constitution of the United States of America. Stop saying the Constitution of the United States. It is not the Constitution of the United States. It's the Constitution of the United States of America. No, it's the Constitution of the United States. We the people do ordain and establish this Constitution of the United States of America. It's the Constitution of the United States of America. So it ain't even the Constitution of the United States. It's the Constitution for the United States of America. So now I got to go back and change that. Okay, it's the Constitution for the United States of America, not of. Look, ladies and gentlemen, the words mean everything. And you'll see that judges have said that when they created the Constitution, they made it so that the Constitution applies every word specifically, that they took the time to focus on every word. So it didn't just say what it said. Pay attention. In order to form a more perfect union of people, not union of states, ladies and gentlemen, establish justice and ensure domestic tranquility. That's so that the people get along with each other, because y'all know how families do. They don't get along. Provide for the common defense. Common who? The common people. Promote the general welfare. The word general means all-encompassing. Welfare of whom? The common people. To secure the blessings of liberty for themselves and their prosperity. Who's the prosperity, ladies and gentlemen? You think this is only talking about their children. No, pay attention. This is talking about all of the people who are going to be in the country after them. See, they were establishing a union of people, not their families, a union of people. They were establishing something new. So this encompassed everybody within the borders of the United States of America. Don't believe me? Remember, this was for the common defense of whom? The general welfare of the people. Not the public. The public was something Congress created. Hold on. Let's make sure of this, because I could be wrong. Let's make sure. Public. Public. Okay. Invasion. The public. Oh, this is, okay. This is, what you call it. The privilege of writ of habeas corpus shall not be suspended. Do you see this right here? The privilege of the writ of habeas corpus, ladies and gentlemen, writ of habeas corpus is a common law right, not a privilege. But I bet you didn't know that. Okay, so when they made it a privilege, that's statutory. And they understood that when they put this together, but they're saying since habeas corpus can be suspended, then that means the Constitution can be suspended, and that's not what they said. It says the privilege of writ of habeas corpus shall not be suspended unless when in cases of rebellion and insurrection or invasion, the public safety may require it. Okay, then we talk about all public monies. Okay, we got how many times the public? 25 times they talk about public, y'all. Congress regulates the public. Other public ministers. That means that all of the idiots who are in the houses and in the Senate, they are public representatives. They represent the public. They don't represent the people. But wait a minute, didn't the article say they represented the people? You're absolutely right. But they represent the public and they represent the people. Are the people part of the public? Not the way they define public these days. The public has received, pay attention, look at that. Full faith and credit shall be given to each state to the public arts, records and judicial proceedings of public acts. I said arts, excuse me. Judicial proceedings of every state. This is the full faith and credit clause, ladies and gentlemen. This is the full faith and credit clause. Okay, but pay attention. Public acts. Congress says that because of this, Republicans. So because of this, they get to regulate the public trust. under the United States. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a trust. Okay? There is a trust. We know that. The Constitution and laws of the United States, which shall be made in pursuance thereof, and all treaties made and or which shall be made under the authority of the United States shall be the supreme law of the land. Okay? Y'all need this. I need this right now because I copy. This is Article 6, Section 2. So I need this. You're going to see why I need it in a minute. All right. So let's get on to the reading so y'all can find out, because we just wanted y'all to see. So it does turn out that the Constitution mentions public. That's why I typed it in there several times. Okay? Extending the ground of public confidence in the confidence in the government. Pay attention. Articles in addition to and amendments of the Constitution for the United States of America, not of the United States of America, but they put this in here when they did the ratification. So they did say the Constitution of the United States of America, representatives of the United States of America. So understand, it was not the United States Constitution, it was the Constitution for the United States of America and of the United States of America. So it is both ways. It's in the Constitution. This is the ratification. Are known as Articles 1 through 10. Ladies and gentlemen, they're not amendments. They're not amendments. They're not amendments. What are they? Congress of the United States. They're not amendments, ladies and gentlemen. They're articles. That's exactly what I was looking at earlier, that they're not amendments. These are articles of the Constitution. Some people have stated that in the past, but now I see what they're saying. I don't do it. Don't you even think about getting on that little stupid computer and typing something in. Want to talk about, oh no, the reason why they did, I don't want to hear it. Didn't ask you. Okay? Everything is public. Congress gets to regulate the public. Federal Democratic Republic. Interesting. This word is not in these documents directly, but we the people and Republican form of government are, most people say, our form of government as used in a federal democratic republic. Excuse me, democracy? Oh, the reason why there is no democracy because it's a republic. And to the public for which the republic for which it stands, one nation, blah, blah, blah. Okay? But it was doing that, so I see. But we the people and the republic form of government are, most people say, our form of government under the federal democratic republic. There is no federal democratic republic. You cannot have a federal democratic republic. It is impossible to have a federal democratic republic. Republic means that it is ruled. Well, no, actually you can, because it's majority rule among the Senate, among Congress. We have a Senate. That's what a republic is, ruled by a small group. And they can call it democratic because the small group, it is the majority rule amongst that small group. So there you go. They can call it a democratic. Okay? Demo rule. Democracy. Anyway, let's go to the next one, then we get to our reading. I thought I was going to be able to pull up something interesting. Disqualification and public debt. Disqualification and public debt. Let's go back up here and talk about the public debt. The validity of the public debt of the United States is authorized by law, including blah, 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 shall not be questioned. That's the 14th Amendment, section number 4. Okay, section number 4. All right, let's get to the reading, ladies and gentlemen. And then we're going to add what I said we were going to add, and then y'all going to see what I'm talking about. Y'all ready? Uh-oh, we got to go all the way back up because we're not up to the top. So it's going to start. Oh, and there are some things that are not here. It's only one page, okay? So it ain't that much reading, so shut it up. Hold on.
I am one of the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, having ordained and established the Constitution for the United States of America. It has been held that the people referred to all other free persons. This did not refer to a gender or class. This referred to individuals who were not in servitude, voluntary or otherwise. I happen to be amongst the class of the people who are defined in law as the people, aka free persons. Not to be misconstrued with a so-called person of color, or a so-called free person of color, an African, a slave, a United States citizen, and or a person as defined in statute and by the 14th Amendment Section 1. I choose, that's right, I choose to exercise my rights as I choose, when I choose, and how I choose, and do not consent, volunteer, and or accept the waiving or ignoring of any of my secured rights under any circumstances. The courts have made it clear that statute or not law, the Constitution has not made a statute a law. In the United States of America, the United States of America Constitution is the supreme law of the land, and according to that supreme law only Congress has the authority to make law. Case law is not prima facie the evidence of law. Statutes, ordinances, regulations are not law. It is not my desire to argue, it is not my desire to debate, it is not my desire to explain the law to anyone. Ignorance of the law is no excuse. If you have any questions for me, such as what is my name, do I have identification, and so forth, let me resolve any conflict by making sure to state the following. I am me, and you are you. 2. I and my identification in 3D which rebuts any 1D and or 2D identification. 3. As far as whether or not I am driving at any point in time, please be assured that at the present time I am not operating in commerce nor transporting commerce or persons for hire. 4. If you are doing any type of an investigation I do not wish to participate, I am not under any obligation to participate or to help you in your investigation. You do not have my permission to investigate me, my interests, my assets, my possessions, my concerns. This shall serve as a do not trespass order. You are not permitted to trespass upon my rights, my persons, my property, my possessions, my concerns, my interest, henceforth, heretofore, forthwith. 6. I, and not what you presume, not your suspect, subject, your suspicion are yours. I choose not to engage and/or participate in your presumptuous arena, and I hereby forever challenge your jurisdiction. Please keep in mind that it is a universal principle that jurisdiction once challenged must be proved, not assumed. Just saying I have or we have jurisdiction is not proof in any jurisdiction. As one of the people of the United States of America, also known as Americans, I am protected by that compact known as the United States of America Constitution. I have not accepted, do not accept, and do not ever wish to participate in any of the provisions associated with the unconstitutional acts of the United States Congress and or the President or executive branch of the United States government. In particular, the Act of March 9, 1933, otherwise known as the Emergency Economic Banking Relief Act, and or the Act of May 12, 1933, otherwise known as the Federal National Emergency Relief Act. The United States Congress has announced this act to be unconstitutional. I agree and shall not be forced to volunteer and/or participate in such unlawful conduct. Senate Report 93-549, July 24, 1973. Please understand that I am not being difficult, nor am I being uncooperative. I just simply choose not to volunteer or be subjected to servitude, and I exercise my right as secured by the 13th Amendment United States of America Constitution to not be subjected to involuntary servitude under any circumstances. I also further exercise my right to not participate in your investigation by saying or doing anything that can be used against me. You are not permitted, not given my permission to use any of my property against me. My words are my property. If you want to use my property against me, you had better have a warrant. Speech and the right to it is protected under the Constitution. You do not have my right, my permission, my consent to use any of my property against me, including my words. As you can see, they are mine. I am me. If this upset you, I apologize in advance and inform you that I shall not be participating, surrendering any properties, including allowing you to take anything, as you are hereby ordered to cease and desist with the encroachment upon my secured rights. You have been warned, placed on notice. None of this communication is to be perceived as a threat. Thank you for taking the time to understand that I do not wish to waive a single right, and or submit, appear, and or surrender to your jurisdiction.
Y'all just hold on one second. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let me show you what was going on here so that you know. Many people are out there. Now, some of them are operating as idiots. And I'm not doing this for them. I'm doing this for those of you who are tired. Every 5 seconds you are, because of your skin color, you're being pulled over. you're being harassed. As I told you, I've had my many wonderful experiences of them pulling me over to the point where I just I just started putting them through it. That's what I do, ladies and gentlemen. It's not a retaliation. It is, why did you pull me over? No, answer my question. Because in order for them to pull you over, they must have probable cause. They can't just pull you over because they feel like it. This is not that country, okay? However, you are operating within their corporate limits, their city limits. See, that's why the city has limits to it. Because it's a limited government. So there are limits placed on it. I know I'm saying things that get your attention to make you understand. But remember, everybody is born in a corporate environment. Look at your birth certificates. It tells you that you're either an incorporated area or a non-incorporated area. Okay? The right to travel is a right. It's not a privilege. The right to drive is a privilege. That's why it can be licensed. Remember, no state shall license the practice of law. The reason why no state can license the practice of law is because practicing law is not a privilege. It is a privilege to practice law inside of one of their courts because their courts are not judicial courts, i.e. privilege and right. So let me explain. Here it says we, I. Why do I say we, I? Because the original said we. And in here it's going to say things that refer to the group. So we, I, am one of the people of the United States. All I did was added the / I am one. Okay? Well, one of. I am one of. All right, that's all I added. Then it says of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our prosperity, having ordained and established the Constitution. It said this Constitution, but I say the Constitution because this ain't the Constitution. So the Constitution for the United States of America. And let's do this. I'm going to add this / of. There you go. Knock it out the park. Anyway, it has been held that the people referred to, and let's highlight the people. We got to put this in quotes. So, keep going strong. Bet you by golly, wow! You're the one that I've been waiting for forever. Forever? And whenever I get close to you. Hey, did anybody bother to ask my neighbor? My neighbor will tell you who I is. All right. Now look at what it says. I'm not going to read. Well, I can read the whole thing because it's only one page. Okay. The people refer to all other free persons. Okay. That's a direct quote from the Constitution. Okay. It referred to free persons. But wait a minute. Was everybody a slave, including the people who came here from other countries? No. So why didn't it just say what it was supposed to say? I don't know. Go ask your mama. Okay. Anyway, this did not refer to a gender or class because the free persons, it didn't say free men. It didn't say free black men. It didn't say free white men. It just says, got to get my A there. Got to get your A game going. All other free persons. Okay, all other free persons. So this included all of the groups. You don't believe me? I'll let you see it for yourself. That way you can see that I'm not making that up. Watch this. All other persons, free persons. All other persons. Okay? It was only referring to free people. It wasn't referring to slaves. Are you telling me the Constitution did not protect the slave? No, it did not. Watch this so that you guys will see it. See, This was added later. This was not part of the original Constitution, people. Okay? This was much, much later. Okay? The First through the 10th Amendments was the Bill of Rights. This was added later. So the Constitution did not protect the slave. That's why you don't even see the word slave until the 13th Amendment. Let's go to the next one that talks about slave. Well, it's only going to take me to involuntary servitude. Oh, that's the validity and the emancipation of any slave. They put that in the 14th Amendment because of the idiot doing the Emancipation Proclamation. That's why he speaks about emancipation. Hold on. Importation of slaves. Article 1, Section 9, Clause 1. Importation of slaves as shown as no longer in effect since its built-in date has passed. Excuse me, what was its built-in date? I don't care. Okay, importation of slaves. And slavery and involuntary servitude. You know what I'm interested in? Let's do this. I want to do this again. Let's go here. Because it did not provide for the protection of slaves because when they wrote the Constitution, pay attention, immigration, importation of such persons as any of the states now existing shall think proper to admit shall not be prohibited by the Congress prior to the year of 1018 and 8. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, prior to 1808, Congress could not interfere with the importation of persons. Now, you notice it doesn't say slaves. It doesn't say slaves. But we're importing people, so they were cargo. It doesn't say slaves. It doesn't say slaves nowhere in the night. So why is that? Section 9, Article 1. Why doesn't it say slave? Now watch what's going to happen. We're going to go up to the top of this section and watch it's going to say slave. Come on, get all the way up to number 1. Oh no, it doesn't even say slave at the top of the section. Interesting, ain't it? Interesting, ain't it? Mama, what's going on? That it provided no protection for the slaves, but it only referred to importation of importation of persons, which means they were importing them as cargo, not as people. So they're not included in these all other persons because they're not even referred to as persons. They're referred to as imported persons. You don't import people. Okay, you deport them, but they're not people when they're deported. Nobody imports somebody from another country. They rendition, indict, then they so-called extradite. Come on now, catch up. This is ABAT. This goes on to say, I choose that's right. I choose to exercise my right as I choose, when I choose, how I choose, and do not consent, volunteer, and or accept the waiving or ignoring of any of my secured rights. Let's do not any of my secured rights. We're going to do secured or otherwise. Waiving of my rights, secured or otherwise, under any circumstances. Let's not get under any circumstances because we just changed the structure of that sentence. So under any circumstance, the courts have made it clear that statutes are not law. The Constitution has not made a statute a law. In the United States of America, the United States of America Constitution is the supreme law of the land. And according to the supreme law, only Congress has the authority to make law. Case law is not law. Is not prima facie. Give me 1 second. Prima facie evidence of law. I hate it when it doesn't pick up me saying prima facie. Statutes, ordinance, regulations are not law. The Constitution and the laws of the United States, which shall be made in pursuance thereof, pursuant to the Constitution. Constitution has not made a statute of law, and all treaties made or which shall be made under the authority of the United States shall be the supreme law of the land. Congress did not have authority to make statutes. The local state government did not have the authority to make statutes binding on the people. They could only do Constitution. That's why every state must recognize Constitution. But again, you can't argue that in court, people. Someone like me can, which is why I can put together something like this in less than 30 minutes. Okay, it is not my desire to argue. It is not my desire to debate. It is not my desire to explain the law to anyone. Ignorance of the law is no excuse. If you have any questions for me, remember I said I am me. See, I'm about to say that right now. If you have any questions for me, such as what is my name? Do I have identification? And so forth. Let me resolve any conflict by making sure to state the following. I am me, you are you. So when he says you have the right, no. I'm sorry, who are you talking to? I'm talking to you. Oh, you should go and have yourself examined. You can't be talking to yourself. Oh God, are you trying to give me a hard time? You know, but you just said you were talking to you, and I just told you that you were you. Okay, I am me. They don't want to have that conversation with me. We'll go there for days. I and my identification, I supposed to be am. I am my identification in 3D, which rebuts any 1D and or 2D identification. I'm right here in the flesh, people. I don't need to give you a picture of me to show you who I am. I am my identification. Some of you will get that. As far as whether or not I'm driving at any point in time, not any point and time, but any point in time, please be assured that at the present time, give me 1 second, got to make that an A, I am not operating in commerce nor transporting commerce or persons for hire. If you are doing any type of an investigation, let's put my comma here, got to do our separation. Went too far. I do not wish to participate. I don't want to participate in your investigation. That's your investigation. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I am not under any obligation to participate or help you in your investigation. You do not have my permission to investigate me. My interests, my assets, my possessions, my concerns. This shall serve as a do not trespass order. You are not permitted to trespass on my rights, my person, my property, my possessions, my concerns, my interests, henceforth, heretofore, forthwith. I am not what you presume, not your suspect, subject. Your suspicions are yours. I choose not to engage and or participate in your presumptuous arena, and I hereby forever challenge your jurisdiction. Please keep in mind that it is a universal principle that jurisdiction once challenged must be proved and not assumed. Just saying that you have or we have jurisdiction is not proof. It's supposed to be of any jurisdiction. Final paragraph, ladies and gentlemen. Didn't want to go, well, final 2 paragraphs. Didn't want to go this long, but we went this way. As one of the people of the United States of America, also known as Americans, I am protected by the compact, that compact known as the United States of America Constitution. I have not accepted, do not accept, and do not ever wish to participate in any of the provisions associated with the unconstitutional act of the United States Congress and or the president or executive branch of the United States government. In particular, The Act of March 9th, 1933, otherwise known as the Emergency Economic Banking Relief Act, and the Act of March 12th, 1933, otherwise known as the Federal National Emergency Relief Act. The United States Congress has announced this act to be unconstitutional. I agree and shall not be forced to volunteer and or participate in such unlawful conduct. And we're going to do this. Uh-oh. I agree and shall not be forced to volunteer. It's supposed to be, I need to change this. And shall not be forced to volunteer and or participate in such unlawful conduct. Senate Report 93, page 549, July 24th, 1973. Please understand that I am not being difficult, nor am I being uncooperative. I just simply choose not to volunteer or to be subject to servitude, and I exercise my rights. My right, not rights, my right as secured by the 13th Amendment of the United States of America Constitution, to not be subjected to involuntary servitude, sorry, ambulance passing by, under any circumstances. I also further exercise my right not to participate in your investigation by saying, or doing anything that can be used against me. You are not permitted, not given my permission to use any of my property against me. My words are my property. If you want to use my property against me, such as my words are mine. They're mine. That's why I call them my words. If you want to use any of my property against me, you are not permitted. You're not given permission to use any of my property against me. My words are my property. If you want to use my property against me, you had better have a warrant. Speech and the right to do it, to participate in speech, is protected under the Constitution. You do not have my right, my permission, my consent. You said you do not have my right. Yeah, that's right. I haven't given you my right. I haven't surrendered to you my right. So you do not have my right, my permission, my consent to use any of my property against me, including my words. As you can see, they are mine. I am me. If this upsets you, I apologize in advance and inform you that I shall not be participating, surrendering any properties, including allowing you to take anything, fingerprints, photos, or considered taking things. Can't tell you what to do, not telling you to do this, because if you do this, you're going to be there a while. Okay, so pay attention. As you are hereby ordered to cease and desist with the encroachment upon my secured rights. You have been warned, placed on notice. None of this communication is to be perceived as a threat. Thank you for taking the time to understand that I do not wish to waive a single right and or submit, appear, and or surrender to your jurisdiction. Okay? They can never prove the jurisdiction, ever. Tell them, Gladys. One more time. We belong together. Now, what I'm going to do, because I got to make this one page, we're going to change the layout. We're going to change the margin. No butter, no parquet. No butter, no parquet. Margarine. We're changing the margarine, y'all. Okay, it didn't change. Come on now. There we go. All right, now we can do it the way it's supposed to be. Okay, there you go. All right, so now we got our document and we got our formal administrative notification. Why do you do that? Why do you put formal? Because they're an administrative agency, people. You must give an administrative notice. You guys you really do need to understand the administrative process. Many of you guys keep hearing people talk about the administrative process. The one thing that is necessary with the administrative process is you must give notice. Why do you think they're always giving you notice? Why do you think they're always warning you, giving you notification left and right? Because notification is necessary with the administrative process. Okay? The police officers are administrative officers. That's why they're called officers. So they're operating administratively. When you are stopped by a police officer, you don't realize that he's conducting an investigation. And he has roughly 20 minutes to conduct his investigation. You don't have to give up a single right to help him conduct his investigation. Let's say this, I'm not telling you what to do because some of you guys, like I say, some of you guys lack the sense of the common man. So what I'm telling you is do your research on everything I'm pointing out. Don't just go out there and do it. But when they're doing an investigation and they ask somebody for their ID, they are asking you. They'll say, ID and registration, please. Excuse me. And the Supreme Court says that when they ask you for your ID, you have to give it to them. No, you have to go and do your research to find out when you have to surrender your property. Well, it's not my property. It's the property of the government. No. Let's see. Let me tell you what I got. You open my wallet, the first thing it says is private property, no trespass. Then I put the code there. You take out my ID, even though it's provided for by the state, it says on the back, private property, no trespass. Why? Because this doesn't belong to them, this belongs to me. I don't care if it does have their seal. I'm one of the people. My property on me is mine. They don't get to take my property. Ladies and gentlemen, do you not understand the only way for them to take your property is to comply with the Fourth Amendment? The Fourth Amendment applies to the people. My computer, my cell phone, has a sticker on it that says private property, notice, no trespass. My car has on its window, private property, notice, no trespass. Why is all of this the case? Well, this is the case because they like to take possession of your stuff, and then when they take your cars and stuff, they like to say that they're doing a safety search. That's the first thing I like to tell you. They want to be safetying and searching things, and then they are doing an inventory check. That's why they get to go through your car after they impound it, because they're going to check it for inventory. That's why you must have your do not trespass notices on the automobile. Okay? Just that simple. I mean, really, it is that simple. You don't have to make it complicated. Some of you guys make it real complicated. And you just, oh God. Anyway, let's get back. They are not lawyers. They can't act as lawyers. They can't interpret the law, so you can't be giving them law. You can't be reading the law to them. You shouldn't be reading the law to them. You shouldn't even be quoting case law to them. This has nothing to do with nobody's case law. Case law is court law. You can't use court law. The Constitution is the supreme law of the land. I didn't say that. The Constitution says that. See? It says not there. Where is it at? It was up here. I just skipped it. There it is right there. It says the Constitution and the laws of the United States, which shall be made pursuant thereof, and the treaties made which shall be made under the authority of the United States shall be the supreme law of the land. This was written before they formulated the corporation. And because it was written before they formulated the corporation, then it wasn't talking about the corporation United States. It was talking about the United States as a government, not the United States as a sub-government. All right. You notice how it says, what's your name? I am me. What do you mean you're you? No, you are you. I am me. See, I am me, you are you. Okay. Well, you have any identification? Yeah, I'm right here. You cannot have anything that is more superior to my being here in the flesh. I am my identification. Is there a problem? Ladies and gentlemen, you guys cannot have that conversation because you won't know what to say or what to do. But let me give you some research to start with. You are in the flesh and blood. Anything that they have is either 1D or 2D identification. If they have a piece of paper, that's 1D. Okay? If they computer generated, that's still 1D. It's not 2D. But any other identification is 2D, such as if they draw blood. Okay? That's 2D. That's not 3D because that doesn't identify you until they pull the test results. But you are the only three-dimensional identification that can exist regarding you. A piece of paper can't identify you. But if you guys are going to go around saying, I don't need no identification, I'm right here, I'm me, and you want to go start shouting that stupid stuff, you get what you deserve. Lord has mercy, you get what you deserve. Like I said, this is to help people with what they already have. A lot of people have all of these affidavits and all these other statements. This is to help you to add to that, to solidify it. That's why I'm taking all of this time with it. That's why I chose to do this video, to give you something to add to what you already have. Okay, to add to your affidavits. See, this is being added to my affidavit. It's only one page and I just attach it to all of them. I ain't got time. All right, then it says, if you're doing any type of investigation, I don't wish to participate. I am not under any obligation to participate or to help you with your investigation. You do not have my permission to investigate me, my interests, or my assets, my possessions, my concern. This shall serve as a do not trespass order. You are not permitted to trespass upon my right, my person, my property, my possessions, my concern, my interest, henceforth, heretofore, forthwith, forever is what that means. Retroactive and post-active and ex post facto active. Okay, I am not what you presume, not your suspect, subject, or your suspicions are yours. If you want to you want to suspect something, you want to have a suspicion, you hold on to that. That belongs to you. I don't want to have nothing to do with your suspicion. You want to be a subject or a suspect? Suspect, subject. That means jurisdiction. They get to have jurisdiction over them characters. I choose not to engage in or participate in these presumptuous, little stupid arenas that you guys create. And I do hereby forever challenge your jurisdiction. You challenge the jurisdiction of the officer when he pulls you over. Ask him, what is his jurisdiction? Well, my jurisdiction is the city of... No, I didn't ask you, where's your jurisdiction? I said, what is your jurisdiction? See, the first thing one of you would have did, you would have, what is your jurisdiction? Well, my jurisdiction is the city of blah, blah. Well, he told me his jurisdiction was the city. What do I think then? My jurisdiction is these highways. I didn't ask, what is your jurisdiction? Or, where is your jurisdiction? I asked, what is your jurisdiction? Precisely, what is the name of your jurisdiction? He won't say the Constitution for the state because guess what? The Constitution for the state doesn't grant him jurisdiction. Okay, you all cannot say this. Queen Elizabeth, she gonna announce that Prince Charles is gonna be her successor. What about her husband? Ain't she married? Why can't he be the successor? Ain't he her husband? Well, nope, she gonna have her son be her successor. Now, hold on, so that y'all get it, because y'all don't understand. She getting ready to die. They already done told her you're dying, you're old, you're crippled, you're senile, you're gone. Bye-bye, prostitute, y'all know what I'm saying. It's a bombardarchy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the problem is, as I said when this video first started, I'm going to say it again. Some of you don't need to be watching videos like this on any day of the week. Because what is it you do? The very first thing you do. What is the very first thing you do? You go out there and you just try stuff just to be trying it. Why? Because you got it like that. You have a mental mindset like that. And then you want to get upset with people when they bring it to your attention that you have issues. As I said again, this is designed for those people who have already put together items, who need to have something to go with their items. The people who are going into court, the people who are going and standing before these judges on these traffic tickets. This is for them to put something like this onto the record, challenge the jurisdiction. You have that right. Then look up the case law. Don't pull up those lists of challenging jurisdiction stuff. Look up the actual case law. Get the actual words. Don't use the specific law. Put the words, because the words are from maxims. Okay? The statute it's not a statute. And all of you guys who have been on trial and you're in these state cases or federal cases, and they're trying you based on the statute, you have to challenge that. Because statutes are not law. As we know, anytime a judge is enforcing a statute, he is said not to be possessive of judicial power. Okay? He doesn't have judicial power. Why? Because anytime a judge is enforcing statute, he is not enforcing the law. Now, don't take my word for it. Look it up. Do your research. All of you guys talk about, well, I do research. I know how to do research, and y'all talk about the research y'all do, but y'all listen just to videos, and y'all don't do any research. And don't sit up here and email me talking about, well, I do research, because if it doesn't apply to you, let it go. That means I ain't talking to you. Sorry, there's a lot of people taking what I'm saying personally, which is why I don't allow comments underneath my videos, because people don't know how to take what's beneficial and disregard the rest. They want to take things personal when nobody is talking to them personally, which makes no sense to me. Crack is what crack does. Everybody have a Coke, have a smile, and that's it. Have a good day.